Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a follow-up to the video I did last week, where we talk about science and we try to understand more about what are the secrets of the science and what they can tell us about our lives, what they can tell you about how to better manage your life. And this series really just started as conversations that I've been having surrounding certain science. And today I want to talk a bit about the sign of Cancer. Before I mention that, also I want to thank each and every single one of you for sending me your thoughts and comments regarding the previous video where we talked about Scorpio and how you're starting to apply and notice what I am talking about there, which is, again, when you set the foundation, when you set the structure for harmony, for contracts, for boundaries, it'll allow a psychic part of you to be at peace and not have to worry. And what's going to happen is that you'll have so much more room for intuition. And people started noticing that already, that because I'm setting these clear foundations, these clear agreements, I wake up in the morning and I already know what's going to happen throughout the day, because your psychic part is your subconscious is not trying to chew on something and solve it. It's already been solved. The foundation, the groundwork is there. And it was lovely to notice that. But anyways, let's talk about Cancer. Cancer is a sign that is representing all things related to nourishment, food. It relates to the fridge. It relates to the kitchen. It relates to that part of us that we need to nourish. It represents also early teachings that we receive in life, in particular in our family life. And of course, as you may know, Moon is the planet that is associated with the sign of Cancer. So it will always have this connection to the mother, to women in general, to particularly strong to your mother, your grandmother, and any mothers that you may meet throughout your life. It also has a close relationship, of course, to the mental state and the emotional state of a person. More on the shallow sense than Scorpio. Scorpio deals with these things at a deeper level. Wherever Cancer is placed in your sign, wherever Cancer is placed in your chart, is a part of your life that you have to nourish. And maybe it would be interesting to explore each and every single house. That could be an interesting thing. I know many people do that, and if you're interested in that, we can look into it. But I do want to give a few examples. Wherever Cancer is placed in our chart, that is a part of our lives that we have to nourish. And we have to nourish, what does that mean? That means that we need to treat that part of our lives as if it was a baby, right? What does the mother do? She nourishes. You were nourished by your mother as you were born and as you grow. You are fed directly by the mother. What she eats, you eat. What she eats, she will transform it inside her body and she will feed you through it, right? This is exactly the same thing. So if you look at your chart, and again, I mentioned this before, this may resonate a lot if you're Cancer ascendant, Sun in Cancer, Moon in Cancer. But regardless of what sign you are, Cancer exists in your house somewhere. I keep saying house. Cancer exists in your chart somewhere. So if you're Aries, Cancer is going to be in your 4th house. Aries is simple because that means that you need to look at your home life, 4th house, Cancer. So you need to be nourishing in the nourishing place. People who are Aries, for example, because Cancer will naturally fall in the 4th house, will need to eat at home a lot. They may feel a little bit private about their eating. Home is where they feel like they can really restore their energy. Even though they express their energy in the world, they need to go home and sleep. And they want to go to bed early. You will also see that they are able to nourish people at home. So they can be great teachers, but they prefer teaching people at home, or they prefer teaching people in their home, right? So you might be an Aries and you go teach something physical to people in their homes, and clients hire you to do this. Or you have a space at home where you do something regarding nourishing people. So you may be a nutritionist. People visit your home and you feed them there. You teach them how to feed themselves. Or you teach them yoga, hatha yoga, you teach them fitness, things like this. So, for example, if we consider Cancer in the 10th house, what does that mean? That means that in public life, you will be known as a nourisher. And that you yourself need to nourish yourself in public, right? So it sounds a little bit opposite to what I just said. When it goes to the 10th house, it is exposed out there. So you may be more inclined to going out with friends and eat together, going out with clients and eat together, nourish your clients in an actual place. Go take your client, your customers, your buyers for a nice meal. It also means that your professional life, your public life is very closely related to themes that are nourishing. You may be a nurse. You may be, you may own a restaurant. You may thrive in businesses that deal with food and nourishing and healing and medicine. Because again, who is the one that treats our boo-boos when we get hurt? First and foremost is the mother. Yes, there are nurses and doctors, but first and foremost, the one that will heal us is the mother. Also, I should say, what's also the Cancer part of our lives and home, this is something I discovered recently, is your medicine cabinet and your, what may you call that in English? Emergency kit. Every home should have an emergency kit where you have a little bit of, this changes country from country, but at least here in Mexico, we have cotton and band-aids and alcohol and whatever you call this water that has extra oxygen. We call it agua oxigenada. I don't remember what that's called. We have different pomades and lotions for when someone gets hurt or gets a scratch or a cut. Cotton swabs, I think I mentioned, Q-tips, all things to do like a basic little thing. All homes should have that. If you have mental problems, you're constantly depressed or anxious, if you're very shaky in your emotions, it is likely that the moon is not happily placed in your chart. And having a medicine kit and having a well-supplied medicine cabinet, your at least your basic things. You have a few healing herbs, you have maybe a few aspirin, a little something like that. You don't have to go very extensive and have, I don't know, antibiotics or anything like that. But you will notice that this helps you. It is particularly helpful in this particular case, to Moon in Cancer and Aries people. To have, especially if you have Moon in the 4th house, by the way, to have an emergency kit and medicine cabinet at home that is well supplied. So, moving on, if you are a Cancer ascendant, then who is the one that needs to be nourished? Even though you may be very nourishing yourself. And the cliche, I guess, that I see a lot when I meet Cancer ascendant or people who have a lot of Cancer placements is that they are nurses. Even people who aren't, and then you find out who they hang out with, nurses. Their friends are nurses. Moon represents also the part of us of how we socialize and how we attract people, how we make friends, and even relating to the part that how lust comes into play. So you will see people who have particularly strong Cancer placements, that they are nurse-like themselves, they are host and hostess, they're like waiters and waitresses, they are like cooks and chefs. Even if they don't do this professional, Professionally, they are like that, or they relate to people that are like that, like, again, nurses and all of that. If Cancer goes to your 7th house, you can already imagine who is the one that you are meant to nourish. Your partner. People with Cancer in the 7th house, they will find themselves that they need a partner that they are so nourished by and so attracted by, that they just love nourishing the partner. These are also people that you may find that are very much like love bombing, it may seem, but it's just their nature. They love nourishing people, and there's no one who they want to nourish more than their partner. So if you observe your astrology chart, your Vedic astrology chart, look for where Cancer is placed. Look for the significance of that house and the individuals that inhabit that house. Understand what it means. And observe your life. This is always the most important thing, right? Astrology doesn't really mean anything other than you living your life to the fullest in each dimension. If we consider each bhava, each house, a dimension, this needs to be brought into fulfillment. And whatever that dimension of the sign of Cancer is in your chart, that is the dimension where you are the nourisher, and that is also where you yourself need to be nourished. So observe your chart, find out which house is Cancer, and nourish that. You will notice that when you do this, you experience your life experience is much more harmonious, is much more brilliant. You are much more attracted to life. You are much more attracted to people. You are much more social. You will also find that you yourself feel more attractive. And yes, of course, you will also see the evidence. You will find people who are more attracted to you. Any digestive issues will be helped. Any emotional issues, any issues with the mother, any mental issues, will find more and more harmony. And you will find overall that you are much more contained, much more protected. You may find, and this is stronger if you're a woman, that if you work a lot in this moon dimension, in this Cancer dimension, that men in general are more inclined to serve, protect, and provide for you naturally. What do I mean by that is that you will notice that if anything happens, there will just be a natural inclination from men to support. You will know that you will feel like their disposition to help you is greater. You know, something falls from your hands, they'll happily come and pick it up. It doesn't need to go any further than that. It doesn't need to be anything sexual necessarily. But you will see that they just have this inclination of just providing, helping, supporting. You blow a tire, it's such an easy thing for them to help. They don't want anything in return. It's just a natural thing. So, as always, the idea is that you reflect on this. And that you explore what house in your chart is Cancer. Look into it and nourish that part of your life and find a greater and greater harmony in life through that. And if you discover what that is and you do it, you'll find a greater life experience. If you do not know what that is, or if you would like for me to look in your chart and find out what that is for you, then you can always contact me through my assistant, and we can schedule a reading and talk about it and go into more detail. Of course, I am planning on doing more videos. Like I said, I want to be more what's the word in English? Consistent in social media. So I'll try to upload. I'm hoping that I can do a weekly release, but we will see. I want to temper my own expectations about it. And there's so much to talk about, right? This is such a beautiful topic. So I don't think we can ever run out of ideas. It is more about like planning, being consistent, and really talking about the things that you all want to listen to. So I just started with Scorpio because it just felt like it was relevant at the time. Now I felt inclined to talk about Cancer, but we can talk about anything. I can go through signs, nakshatras, and houses, and then you can piece everything together, which is like one of the ways that I started learning, which is it was so beautiful for me to like piece everything together and be like, okay, this is what Scorpio means, and okay, what this is what that house means. Okay, just put those together for my chart and understand what it means in my life, and put together the puzzle of astrology and life. It's just such a beautiful thing to do, in my opinion, at least. So anyways, I just wanted to record this quick video. And oh, I should say this too, please like and subscribe and share and all these things, because it really helps a lot to get the message across and reach out more people. So anyways, I'm off to have some nice food. Thank you.